There is a moment almost no one truly pays attention to, the moment you first open your eyes in the morning. In that brief instant, you haven't been pulled by the world yet. You haven't been hit in the face by the news. You haven't been suffocated by deadlines, money pressure, or the expectations of others. You are still entirely you. And right at that moment, you stand before an invisible crossroads. Either you lead the day or the day drags you the same way it always has. Most people have no idea that the way they start their morning is the way they build their entire life. They wake up tired, they grab their phone unconsciously, they let other people's emotions decide their own mood. And then they wonder why their life stays chaotic, stagnant, and stuck. But there is a very small group of people. They don't wake up to live another day. They wake up to master the day. They understand this. If you don't use the morning to take control, you will spend the whole day being controlled by life. No one will save you from procrastination. No one will pull you out of laziness. No one is responsible for your future except you. And here's a truth that may hurt you, but it will also set you free. Life does not wait for you to mature. Time does not care whether you're ready or not. The sun rises whether you get up or not. That's why the morning is not a habit. It is a silent vow to your destiny. Each morning you vow whether today you will live consciously or unconsciously, move forward or stand still, build your own dream, or keep building someone else's. In this video, I am not telling you stories for entertainment. I'm giving you 8 lessons paid for with years of mistakes, losses, and awakenings. Some of these lessons come from classical Stoicism. Some come from real scars carved into people's lives. If you truly want to break out of the cycle of procrastination, take back control of your life, and avoid living with regret when you look back then, this message is for you. Before we enter lesson 1, I want you to do something small, but extremely important. Tell yourself right now in your mind, I am responsible for my life. If you are not ready to take responsibility, no philosophy in the world can save you. If you are ready, then we begin. Lesson 1. Life waits for no one. Morning is where every excuse dies quietly. When the alarm goes off, there is no audience, no applause, no one watching. There is only you, a warm bed, and a cold choice: stand up or stay down. Most people don't lose because they're incapable. They lose because they believe they still have time. They say tomorrow, next week, when things get better. And while they make promises to themselves, life quietly moves ahead without them. Every morning you open your eyes, a door swings open. Either you step through it into your future or you turn away and let others pass you. There is no middle ground. There is no standing still. There is only moving forward or being left behind. Life doesn't need you to be ready. It only needs you to begin. If you wait until you're no longer afraid, you'll wait forever. Fear doesn't disappear before action, it shrinks inside the action. Every time you hit the snooze button, you are not just delaying a minute of sleep. You're delaying a better version of yourself. You are training your brain to hide instead of confront. Right now, this very morning, as you read these words, someone else has already started working toward their goal. Distance isn't created in a single day. It is created by thousands of tiny mornings, wasted in silence. The first lesson of the morning is simple but ruthless. Life will not slow down for you. If you don't move forward today, even by one step tomorrow, you will have to run twice as hard just to stay in the same place. So your declaration for today needs only one sentence. I will not wait for life to clear the way for me. I will walk it myself. Lesson 2. Self-care is not selfish, it is responsibility. There is a cold, brutal truth most people never dare to face. If you collapse tomorrow, the world will keep turning. Work will continue. People will keep moving. Pressure will still exist. Life will not pause to wait for you to recover. That is why caring for yourself is not a luxury. It is a duty to your dreams, to your family, to the people who depend on you. A burned-out person cannot carry a great mission. Many people confuse sacrifice with self-destruction. They drain themselves for work, neglect, sleep, ignore their health, and then proudly call it giving their best. But the truth is this: you cannot build a future with a body that is falling apart. Morning is the moment you sign a contract with your body and your mind. You can choose to begin with water, with movement, with a deep breath. Or you can throw yourself straight into stress, caffeine, and noise. How you treat yourself in the first 60 minutes will determine how life treats you for the other 23 hours. A strong body gives you endurance. A calm mind gives you clarity. A good habit gives you a different destiny. Self-care is not for pleasure. It is so you do not collapse halfway. So when storms come, you still have the strength to stand. So when opportunity arrives, you are awake enough to seize it. If today you neglect your health because you are busy, tomorrow you will be busy because you are sick. So every morning ask yourself one brutally honest question. Today, am I making myself stronger or weaker? Lesson 3. Don't live in regret. Turn it into fuel. Regret is a very particular kind of pain. It doesn't knock you down instantly. It bleeds slowly day after day, quietly eating you from the inside. It's waking up each morning with the thought, I wish I had been different back then. You regret not starting sooner. You regret choosing the wrong person. You regret wasting too much time on things that never deserved you. But there is a brutal truth. Stoicism teaches clearly the past has no power except the power you keep giving it. Epictetus said, we are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of things. Regret does not come from what happened. It comes from the way you keep reliving it again and again every single day. You cannot go back and fix the past, but you can use it to change your direction starting today. Proper regret is not self-punishment. Proper regret is awakening. If you regret neglecting your health today, you start walking. If you regret missing opportunities today, you learn a skill again. If you regret staying silent too long today, you speak up for yourself. What's dangerous is not that you once made mistakes. What's dangerous is turning those old mistakes into a life sentence. Every morning you wake up, you are given one powerful right, the right not to repeat who you used to be. Don't let regret turn you into someone who lives in the past. Turn it into the reason you live fiercely in the present. Because one day, very soon, you'll realize the greatest pain is not that you were wrong, but knowing you were wrong and continuing to live exactly the same. Lesson 4, if you don't build your dream, you will be hired to build someone else's. Every morning you wake up, you're not just opening your eyes, you're standing before a quiet but ruthless choice. Whose life will you build today? You may call it a job. You may call it responsibility. You may call it stability. But beneath all of that lies a truth most people avoid. They are giving the best years of their life to someone else's vision, while their own dreams are left rotting in the dark. There is nothing wrong with working for someone. The wrong thing is doing it for life while never once building a path for yourself. Your early morning time is the rarest asset of anyone with ambition. When the world is still asleep, when pressure hasn't arrived yet, that is the moment you can quietly lay the bricks of your own future. One page of a book, one new skill, one idea written down, one tiny step forward. You don't need to quit everything and chase your dream instantly, but you must give at least a part of today to the person you want to become in the next 5 years. If every day you say, "When I'm less busy, the truth is simple," you are slowly giving your entire life to things that have nothing to do with your mission. The pain isn't that you worked hard. The pain is when after 20 years of hard work, you realize you built nothing for yourself. Dreams don't die because of failure. Dreams die because of being postponed too long. And the morning is exactly where dreams are either fed or starved to death. So ask yourself every single day, today, have I done even one small thing for the future that truly belongs to me? Lesson 5, work in silence, let your destiny grow in peace. There is a very subtle temptation almost everyone has fallen for, talking too early about what you're building. You're excited, you want recognition, you want support. But Stoicism teaches a counterintuitive principle. Anything still young dies faster when exposed too soon. Dreams are like seeds. Buried deep in the soil, they are safe. But a sprout pulled up too early to show others can be crushed with one careless step. You don't need other people's doubts when you yourself are still learning how to believe in your own vision. Some people don't want you to fail, but they don't truly want you to outgrow them either. They offer advice that is really just disguised fear. And when you talk too much about your plans, your brain mistakes talking for doing. Dopamine comes early, motivation dies early, and you slow down not because you lack ability, but because you celebrated long before the battle even started. Working in silence is not secrecy, it is emotional discipline. You don't live to be seen, you live to finish what you started. Some victories should only be spoken of after they have become undeniable facts. Some efforts must stay underground long enough for the roots to anchor deeply. Silence protects you from not being swayed by praise, not being weakened by doubt, not being distracted by others' expectations. You don't need the world to believe in you. You just need yourself not to quit. And one day when your results speak on their own, you'll understand why silence is the sharpest shield of anyone who is truly driven. Today, if you're building something for yourself, keep it quiet long enough for it to grow. Lesson 6, not every voice deserves your attention. One of the most quietly destructive mistakes in life is this: listening to too many people and listening to the wrong ones. Not everyone who speaks loudly is right. Not everyone close to you truly understands you. Not everyone giving advice is standing anywhere near where you want to go. Think about it. Would you ask for directions from someone who's lost? Would you ask for money advice from someone drowning in debt? Would you learn strength from someone who collapses into complaints every day? And yet in real life, we do exactly that. One wrong sentence can distort an entire decision. One seed of doubt can extinguish the fire you just lit. One mocking laugh can make you abandon your own dream. Stoicism gives a truth that feels cold but saves lives. Never let those who aren't living the life you desire decide the path you walk. Opinions are not truth. Emotions are not a compass. The majority is not righteousness. The voice that should influence you the most each day is the voice of your own reason. If you live for praise today, you will tremble when criticism comes. If you live through other people's eyes, you will lose direction the moment they look away. At some point, you must make a decisive choice. Filter the noise around you. Keep only these voices, those who tell you the truth even when you don't want to hear it, those whose lives are proof of what they say, those who want you to grow stronger, not just happier, and remove vice rooted in fear, opinions meant to keep you at their level, voices that make you doubt yourself but offer no real solution. You don't need many people agreeing with you. You just need to walk the right direction. The further you go, the lonelier the road becomes, and that is not a bad sign. It's evidence you've stopped walking with the crowd. Remember this, your life turns left or right far more often based on whose voice you chose to hear in the morning. Lesson 7, discipline saves you on the days you don't even want to save yourself. Emotions are real, but emotions don't care about your future. Emotion says, today I'm tired, let's rest. Discipline says, just start. The tiredness will pass. Emotion says, maybe I'm not good enough. Discipline says you don't need to be good first, you just need to begin. If you live by emotion, life becomes easy, but going far becomes almost impossible. Because emotions change every day, and life does not wait. There will be days when you wake up empty, heavy, uncertain about who you are. If on those days you wait for motivation before you act, you will do nothing. But if on those days you act because of discipline, even when you don't want to, even when it's not fun, even when there's no excitement, then you have already defeated the weakest version of yourself. Discipline doesn't need cheering. Discipline doesn't need inspiration. Discipline only needs one thing, that you keep your promise to yourself. Every time you do the work when you don't feel like it, you are training your mind with a dangerous message. I am someone who does not quit. And that belief over time turns into identity. You stop asking, do I feel like it today? And you start asking, what is my duty today? You stop living by the rhythm of your emotions. You start living by the rhythm of your commitments. People may think you've become cold, but the truth is simple. You've just stopped letting feelings drive the wheel. When others quit because they're tired, you advance because you're familiar with fatigue. When others need motivation to move, you move simply because it's time. And that is when life really begins to shift, not loudly, not suddenly, but slowly, deeply, permanently. The day you no longer need motivation to act is the day you become unstoppable. Lesson 8, life doesn't reward the explosive, it pays the consistent. A lot of people start their lives with a burst of intensity. They wake up early for a week. They train hard for a few days. They make loud promises to themselves. And then they disappear. Not because they're weak, but because they're not consistent. Life is not impressed by spectacular beginnings. Life only bows to the ones who do not stop. Consistency is something very few people can endure because it doesn't make you feel extraordinary. It only makes you feel repetitive. Repeating when you no longer feel inspired. Repeating when no one is cheering. Repeating when the results have not yet shown up. And that's exactly when 90% quit. Not because the path is wrong, but because they're impatient for the finish line. Think about it. Everything great in nature moves with steady rhythm. The sun doesn't rise when it feels like it. Trees don't grow when they're praised. Rivers don't flow when they're motivated. They move because that is their nature. And humans are the same. The day you stop asking, Should I do it today? And start asking today, no matter what will I still do? It is the day you step into an entirely different league. Consistency turns action into instinct, turns effort into identity, turns I'm trying into this is who I am. Consistent people don't need to display strength. Their strength leaks quietly through every small habit. One day you see nothing. 1 week you see nothing. 1 month you see nothing. But if you don't quit at some moment, you will leap in a way no one saw coming. Because real growth is underground growth, like compound interest. At first, it's so slow you think you're standing still. But when it reaches a certain threshold, it accelerates so fast you can barely believe it. Life doesn't need you to be extraordinary. Life just needs you to not disappear halfway. Don't live by how you feel today. Live by your long-term commitment to the better version of yourself. Because in the end, the person who goes the farthest is rarely the most talented, but always the one who stays the longest. Outro. When you no longer need to prove anything, life starts to recognize you. If you're still here, I know one thing for certain. You're not watching this for entertainment. You're searching for a different way to live. A way of life where time is no longer thrown away unconsciously. Emotions no longer hold the steering wheel. The crowd no longer decides your direction. And your dreams are no longer something you bargain with. You've just walked through truths that aren't easy to hear. But truth doesn't come to make you comfortable. Truth comes to set you free. You've seen why you must work in silence, why you must choose carefully who you listen to, why discipline must stand above emotion, and why only consistency can take you all the way. None of these things are glamorous. None of them give you a quick win, but they all share one characteristic: they endure. And only what endures survives time. You don't need to become someone the whole world admires. You just need to become someone you can respect when you look in the mirror each morning. Life doesn't change because you think differently. Life changes because you live differently, consistently for a long time. Maybe right now you still don't have enough money, don't have enough status, don't have enough results to be proud of. But if today you are more disciplined than yesterday, complaining less than yesterday, less controlled by emotion than yesterday, and a little more consistent than yesterday, then you are already moving in the right direction. Stoicism never promised the path would be light. It promised only one thing: if you don't quit, you cannot be defeated. And one day you won't need to tell anyone you've changed. People will look at the way you carry yourself and they'll know. You won't need to ask for recognition. Your results will speak for you. And in that moment, you'll understand why you had to walk through silence, loneliness, doubt, and days with no applause, because those were the very days that quietly shaped a person who no longer breaks easily. If you are still on the journey today, don't rush to see the finish line. Just remember one thing: don't stop. You don't need to move faster than anyone else. You just need to move longer than the old version of yourself. And that is enough.